In today's episode of Value in My Toy Collection, we're going to value some Princess Barbies, some Jazzie and Maxie dolls, and so much more. Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum. So it's finally happened. I've bought a building, and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection. And then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of Value in My Toy Collection and value some toys. Well, let's jump right in because we have a lot to cover in this episode. Let's start with these Princess Barbies. We have a 2005 Barbie Rapunzel styling head worth about $35 and an Island Princess styling head worth about $50. And then we have this really cool unicorn. She's worth about $15. And then we have the musical dream bed from the 12 Dancing Princesses worth about $100. We have the regular size Barbie from the 12 Dancing Princesses, and she's worth about $50 still in the package. And then from 2006, we have the horse and carriage still in the original box, and it's worth about $140. These are kind of hard to find now. And then we have the really big 12 Dancing Princesses Barbie that's interactive, and she's worth about $100. All right, we have a lot of these loose dolls. Let's see if we can value these. This is like a brass key porcelain Sleeping Beauty Prince Philip doll worth about $15. And this is just a nude prince we have. We need to find him an outfit. He's worth about $6. And then this one's pretty cool. This is from Beauty and the Beast. It's the Royal Celebration doll. He's worth about $20. I think he's my favorite one. He looks like very Victorian. Have a Prince's bubble bath bottle worth about $8 empty. And then we have a bunch of these loose dolls. I figure they're worth at least $10 each, maybe more than that, but we'll say 10. And then the little swan purse is worth about $6. Here's Ken in a really nice outfit worth about $10. And another Ken, still with its crown on, worth at least $10. And then we have another kid. He's probably worth about $10. I like it when they still have their shoes or boots. Now this blue Barbie, she's an Island Princess doll, and she's worth about $15. Have a couple throne chairs. They're worth about $8 for the set. Some more loose dolls here. These are all worth about $10 each, probably more than that. A lot of people really get into collecting specific Barbie lines, and this Island Princess and Swan Princess, they became very popular. Here's a couple more dolls we'll value at about $10 each. And then I don't know where this boy came from, but he looks kind of vintage, but we'll just say about $10 each for these dolls as well. One day I would love to get a collector in the toy museum and just appraise some of this stuff. I'd probably be shocked at how much some of it was worth. And then this horse, he's worth about $10. And then we have a couple more loose dolls. We have a Cinderella doll and some more of the Island Princess dolls. An African-American one. She's probably a little harder to find. And we'll say all these are worth about $10 each. And I think we had a total of 17 loose dolls, so that's about $170 we can add to our overall grand total. Had the Princess Castle here, it's worth about $75. I have just a couple pieces of furniture in it. Then we had these vintage invitations. They're worth about $5. And the Rapunzel Penelope Dragon's worth about $25. And then we have this book that's worth about $5. And then we did have Rapunzel's Tower. That's worth about $30. Then we're going to go to some more loose dolls we have. This one with the pink hair, she's worth about $10. And then this one's really cool. I don't know what doll it's from, but her dress and this beaded coat she has on, it's hand beaded, worth at least probably $20. I bet more than that, but I like to be conservative with a lot of my prices and not overvalue everything. Now this next doll, I think this is a Barbie Basics, but I'm not sure, but she's worth at least $10, probably a little bit more than that. From Bob Mackie, we have Ruby Radiance and Lou. She's worth at least $25. And then we have an Elizabeth Taylor doll and photo worth about $20. And then we have this pink Barbie. I think she's a Superstar reproduction, but I'm not sure, worth about $10. Have Evening Sophisticate. She's worth about $25 loose. And then we have Mary Had a Little Lamb with her lamb, and she's worth about $20. And then we have a Live and Let Die James Bond doll worth at least $45 loose. And we have one more princess doll worth about $10. Then we have a couple more loose dolls. This doll's probably only worth about $5, but this vintage Barbie fashion is worth about $10, so probably she's worth $15. Then we have a couple more dolls. It looks like an Avon doll, I'm not sure. And then one more in purple. We'll just say those are worth about $5 each. Probably worth more than that, but I'm just not 100% sure. And then we have some more of the one-of-a-kind dolls from our California artist. And I love these, and I'm just going to value them at about $30 each. Some of them might be worth a lot more than that, but I'm just trying to make it easy on myself for these videos and just do about $30. But each one of them is one of a kind. They're very detailed. They're very pretty. They had custom hair done. They have custom dresses made. Here's another set of 4. I really like this one. It looks like it's made from an old scarf or something, but she has that Japanese feel. All of them are just so nice. A lot of them have custom beadwork on them. I like how he came up with different designs and different fabrics. This one I don't think was a custom. I think I just bought that dress online and put it on like a Barbie Basic doll. Here's some more different styles. Like I said, all these I'm valuing at about $30 each, but some of these, like this one, is a Barbie Basic doll. The doll alone is worth about $35 or $40, but just trying to make it easy on myself. I have a total in this video of 14 of these custom dolls, and we're just going to say $30 each. So that's about $420 worth of custom dolls. But I think I'm going to put them all in a pageant in the toy museum and get a big acrylic box made and do about 300 dolls in like a giant Miss Universe pageant and put all the different country banners on them and maybe some different cities as well. But I think that would make a really good attraction. Now this one is a custom liquid beaded dress. This one's worth about $50. And then we've got some Maxie and Jazzie dolls from the 90s, I believe. Could be the late 80s. Now we just have a mixture of Jazzie and Maxie dolls. I'm figuring all these are worth about $10 each loose, because like in their box online, they're worth about $35 still in the box. So I figure about $10 each is fair. I think they all in the swimsuits have the original swimsuits. I'm not sure about that star one, but the rest of them are the swimsuits that came with the dolls. These are actually Maxie dolls, the ones with the blonde wavy hair. And then the Jazzie dolls have a little bit different face. I believe these are the Jazzie dolls. And I think she had like a couple friends and a boyfriend and herself. I think there were 4 dolls to that line. I looked on eBay and ordered a couple more because I do like to have a full set, and I didn't have the boyfriend, so I decided to get it. Now this is the Maxie car. It's worth about $25. It's really hard to find. It might be worth more than that. All right, so here's the Jazzie doll, her friend Chelsea, and they are the teen cousins of Barbie, it says, and she is worth about $35 still in the box. And on the back of the box, it shows the different dolls that came in that set. It was 4 in the Jazzie set. And then we have Jazzie herself still in the box, and she's also worth about $35. And then it just has a picture of her on the back. It doesn't show the other ones. And then we have a Maxie doll in her swimsuit still in the box, and she's worth about $25. And then in the back, I found I have the hot tub. I said it's worth about $50 because it's been open, but I couldn't even find it online. So when you can't find something online, you know it's really rare. So it might be worth more than that. And then also I found the dollhouse, and it's worth at least $50. I couldn't find it anywhere online either, so it could be worth a lot more, and I'm not sure if it's complete or not. I've had this so long, so I think $50 is totally fair. Then I found this set of these old men and women dolls that everybody's grandmother had. They're worth about $25 for the set. This cool bench we have in the room, it's worth at least $35. We got this at a flea market for $10. The guy was just trying to get rid of it. And here's some more loose dolls. These are Janae and Candyline dolls. And in our other video, we valued all these at about $25 each. And then this one is called Serengeti Sunsets. And even loose, she's worth $100. For miscellaneous dolls, the one in the floral dress is worth about $10. And then the vintage one in the iridescent dress, she's worth about $10 as well. This one is probably worth about $5. And then we have another Janae doll that's worth about $25. And then one more random doll probably worth about $5. And then here we have an old Pocahontas doll that's pretty spruced up. She's worth about $10. Then I think this is a Barbie basic doll worth at least $25 with the red dress on. And then a Mother Gothel doll from Sleeping Beauty, I believe. No, Rapunzel. She's worth $15. And then a Marilyn Monroe doll. She's worth about $25. Then I found all these dolls just in a box we need to do. And there's 15 of these. And we're just going to say they're all worth about $5 each. So this is about $75 worth of dolls on the floor. A couple of them need clothes on. I see a couple we're going to move to our Prince and Princess lines. And then I see a couple of vintage outfits too. So altogether, at least worth $75. Now here's a couple more loose dolls. These are all, I'm not sure where these are from. So we're just going to value these at about $5 each since we're not 100% sure. And here's a couple more. This will be $5 and $5, $5. And that's a Mycene doll. So that's worth about probably $10. And then another $10 one, and then some more $5 ones. $5, $5, $5. And then over here, $5, and this birthstone Barbie's worth about $15 loose. Made this little patriotic doll. She's probably worth about $20. Somebody put a lot of work into her. And then a couple more loose Barbies. These two are probably worth about $10 each. All furniture, this little generic patio set's worth about $8. And then we have two little lounge chairs you put together, probably worth about $4. They're not official Barbie. Then we have these Kit Kat tins. These came from Europe when we went on vacation, and they're worth about $12 each. They're a little harder to find over here. And then we have a Scarlett O'Hara doll worth about $15. And then from Frozen, I believe this is Elsa and Anna's dad. He's worth about $10. Have this vintage Barbie aquarium you wind up and the fish go around, worth about $15. Really cool. And then we have a couple Barbie cakes. These are worth about $2 each. And then we have this big Barbie cabinet. It's worth about $20. I have a vintage My First Barbie book. I'm going to try to flip through it, but I think this is from the late 70s or early 80s. And it shows some of the different fashions you could buy for the Barbies back then. We have one of those on one of our dolls we just did. And then some of the different accessories and a doll case. Here's my dog, Daisy, who likes to get involved in everything. And then there's the house. It's worth about $8. Have a vintage Barbie refrigerator and stove worth about $15 each. And then I bought this bag at the Goodwill for $10 with all of these Happy Meal Barbie toys and just valuing them at $2 and $3 each. This whole bag was worth about $80. It was a really good deal. And then just some miscellaneous stuff. We have this little Tights hippo lamp, like a little flashlight, I should say. It's worth about $20. Some random Happy Meal toys worth about $6 for all those. And then we have these little babies. These are super cute. These are worth about $2 each. And we have 6 of those, so that's another $12 we can add to our total. They have little magnetic hands. This little doll, she's worth about $3. And then this little Luca figure, he's an Urkel on the Vespa figure, worth about $8. And a little Miffy figure, I think I got that in Europe on vacation he's worth about $6. And then this little mini radio is worth $10. With our previous 446 videos of value in my toy collection, our collection was worth $1,103,162. Now, when we add this video that has all of our Barbie princess items, some one-of-a-kind dolls, and just a lot of miscellaneous toys, we can add another $2,716 to our grand total. So that means for episode 447 of Value in My Toy Collection, our new grand total is $1,105,878. I always wanted to say I had $1 million toy collection, and now I can finally say it. But I'm not actually a millionaire, more of a toyonaire. This isn't cash money yet. Maybe one day when I retire, I can sell it all, and it will be worth something. That would be great. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. I like to see what all I have and what it's actually worth. And we're putting all the toys on our Facebook page, which is called the Toy Vault of Mississippi. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please think about doing so because it really helps us grow. So until our next video, we will see you then.